get to Carson this weekend. This team is 7-0. Tickets are available at GoAztecs.com, and it's a great game. San Diego State and Fresno State. Chance, great to have you with us here on Extra 1360. I know this gets brought up from time to time, and I know you think about this, but the running back room that you are a part of with all this talent, how beneficial is it for you to have others in that room? Has that made you a better runner?
Well, first off, I would like to say thank you for having me on. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. I mean, just like I said in a couple interviews before in the past, just being able to, come here and come to a school with such a great culture and program, and just know that, the load that the running backs do have, the responsibility that we have in terms of our role in the team, it's a great thing, having a lot of guys around you that really go out there and compete every day, and you seeing that level of competition that makes you want to rise up to that level of competition. And it's a great feeling, and it's really what, all what a team is about.
Big win against Air Force. Obviously, your performance shined amid a loaded-up running back room that you guys certainly have. We'll get to Lucas Johnson and how you felt he performed. But first, let's just talk about the game in general, right? Playing at altitude, playing on the road, playing against a triple-option offense. I know that you're playing offensively, and you're just watching that part of the game from the sideline. But what was the experience like playing against a 6-1 team on the road in front of almost a packed house? This easily the most important game of your season so far.
Well, it's just really exciting. I mean, obviously hats off to Air Force and their program and everything that they stand for and what their guys go out to do after they get done with their time at the academy. So a lot of respect to them and their football program, very well coached, extremely disciplined. We knew going in there that it was going to be a tough game. I mean, those guys really do go out there and you know what to expect from them. They're going to run the ball and they're going to hit you hard on defense. So it was a tough game. It was great to go out there and compete with them. And the atmosphere was great. I mean, playing out there in front of all the cadets and the fans and, their hospitality was great. It was really a great atmosphere.
Ever wonder what it would be like to run in a triple option attack? Like, are running backs enviable of what Air Force tries to accomplish offensively?
I've imagined it a couple of times. It takes a tough running back, and again, hats off to their program and their guys. I mean, they get the handoff and they just go in there, head down and just start, running the ball. So it's a lot of respect for them. It takes a lot of tough dudes to be able to accomplish that type of offense, definitely.
So you have the big run that helps set up a score. You have the touchdown to start the second half. And then you guys run into a little trouble offensively, and your defense was able to hang on. What was the sideline like in the second half? Because that's typically when altitude starts to take its effect and a game that is predicated around the run like Air Force is. So take us onto the sideline when the offense is sputtering a little bit. There's a lot of faith in this defense, but they're allowing some touchdowns. Was there any doubt? Was doubt creeping into the conversation at all?
No, sir. I mean, going back to what I said earlier, we went into this game knowing it was going to be a fourth quarter game. We did have that lead, and unfortunately, they did start to come back, but we're never in doubt. We always play as a team, and that's something that's really preached here in terms of our culture and things that we do here as a team is just play as a team, play as Aztecs, and when you go into the game, know it's going to be a fourth quarter game, especially with all that we have at stake this year. And just play the whole game, stay the course, play 60 minutes and play hard, play fast, play physical. That's something that's heavily emphasized around here. And on the sidelines, I could tell you for the most part, especially with myself as well as my teammates, we just try to encourage each other, keep each other going. I feel like that's really what it's all about because it does get tough out there, especially when you're out there on the road. You feel like maybe there's some adversity, some odds against you. You got to really just stay together. That's what it's all about. And I think we did a very good job of doing that this weekend.
I agree. Yeah, getting the view from the press box a couple of times. I would just put the binoculars on the sideline after an Air Force score. There is a lot of encouragement going on over there, and you see a lot of determined faces. Speaking of which, one of them, Lucas Johnson, 11 of 13 day, looked competent, composed at quarterback in this start against the Academy. And I'd like your thoughts. This has been a turbulent season at quarterback. Obviously, Jordan Brookshire gets hurt. He's replaced with Lucas now somewhat permanently at this point. How do you think he played, and what kind of a job do you think he's going to do moving forward for you?
One thing I think that we do a great job of here is just the next man up mentality. Lucas Johnson was someone that even when he was not placed at first on the depth chart. He was always working hard, always paid attention, always made sure that if his time did come and when that time came, that he would be ready. And I think that you've already seen that from him. And we're all really proud of him. He's really a great guy on and off the field. And just seeing that he's been able to rise to the occasion, multiple times for us is really a great thing to see. And I think he's going to continue to do great things for us as the season progresses and he gets more comfortable on the offense.
Aztecs senior running back Chance Bell with us right now on Extra 1360. Again, Aztecs Fresno State, Saturday at 7:30. One of the best games in the country this weekend. There are a number of them. Tickets are available for that game in Carson right now at goaztecs.com. Chance, I mean, when I say 7-0, I mean, how much are you and your teammates enjoying this, and how much of this is like hit you guys, and how are you staying in the moment considering you've stacked all these wins up to start the year?
It's really a blessing. I mean, it just gives you a whole new perspective. You get to go out there each and every week knowing that you're competing for something, a huge goal, and that's to win the conference championship. That's something that we've been trying to win 22 around here for quite a while now, We've been saying 122 for as long as I've been in here. So we want to, after this year, we want to be saying 123 around here. So it's great to be 7-0, but it's not really going to matter until it's the end of the season and we see the numbers at that point. So we just got to keep going. We got to keep our head down, keep working hard, and that's really what it's all about for us right now.
We opened the show today talking about something that is important to us. We're media types. I understand that, in the culture of a football team, you're grinding. You're preparing for Fresno State. But the fact that you guys go from 22 in the AP polling to 21 after being a 6-1 Air Force team on the road, I mean, staying perfect on the season in the wins and losses category, does it sneak into the conversation in the locker room at all, this idea that you're being disrespected nationally, or is that ignored largely? How is that being absorbed by the team?
I'm sure it's something that many of us do think about, but at the end of the day, similar to what I was just saying, it's not really going to matter until it's all said and done. So even if we were to feel some type of way about that ranking, we got to just keep going out every week and winning games, and we're going to end up where I believe that we should be if we continue to do so.
I heard Brady Hoke this morning. In fact, we played the audio. He told our morning show, Steve Hartman, that Fresno State is the best football team that either we have played or we will play this year, talking about San Diego State. So I know it's very early in the week, but what concerns you about this upcoming weekend against the Bulldogs?
Very well coached football team. I mean, they definitely have size. When you look at that, they definitely pass the eye test. Just looking at their defense depth chart in general, you could just see size everywhere. I think their smallest player on their defense is 5'11", I believe. So, I mean, just going to that, you just know with Fresno, it's always going to be a good game, with all the stakes that we have with the oil can and just the rivalry there. So it's going to be a tough game, and we really it's highly anticipated, and we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to another weekend competing.
I've watched every game that you've played in throughout your career at San Diego State, and I got to tell you something. I'm really impressed with your style of running the football. You're truly one of these north-south guys. You make the decision to plant your foot, and then basically anybody in front of you is going to get the full brunt. How do you develop that, right? How do you develop the ability? Because some of these guys you're running into, they outweigh you by 100+ pounds. And, I mean, it's like watching a battering ram come through an armed door. What goes through your mind when you get the ball in the backfield and you see a wall of defenders in front of you?
Go play ball. I mean, that's something that my dad taught me a lot just growing up. He coached me for pretty much my entire life leading up to my senior year of high school and then, obviously coming to college. But just go play ball. That's something that I know that the line is going to do their job, and I just, I line up every play, no matter who's across the line from me. I just know I have to go make a play and do my job ultimately so I can help my team win another game. That's what it's all about. It's really a selfless thing. I know the guys up front are fighting hard for us every single down, so I just got to, really do the same for them.
I didn't know that. Your dad coached you. Did he coach you all the way through high school?
He coached me from pretty much when I was 6 years old until I was 13. So that was like freshman year of high school, 14.
No
yes,
kidding.
Sir.
What was that like? What were the dinner table conversations? Was he a guy who had like the tackling sled in the backyard, or did you guys turn off all the football talk once he got home?
Some nights different than others. Yeah, definitely didn't have any sleds in the backyard or anything like that, but just really always a positive guy and a really great role model for me growing up. Always had my back and just a great coach in general, life coach and football coach. So definitely a blessing.
Chance, if you're a tailback and you think about the success that San Diego State has had, not just recently, but historically at that position, right? The Marshall Faulks, but more recently the Rashad Pennies and the DJ Pumphreys and the Joanne Washingtons. We see Greg Bell and we see yourself and Jordan Bird and Kagan Williams. Like, is there a more ideal spot than San Diego State if you're just a true tailback?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that question?
Is there a better spot to land than San Diego State if you're a guy that wants to run the football, essentially, with all the success that this program has had at the tailback position?
Well, I just know for a fact that when I was coming in, I just genuinely wanted to go to a school that ran the ball. And as soon as San Diego State offered me and I came up here and had my visit, I committed on the spot practically. I told Coach Jordan, this is where I want to go. And it's really a blessing, being a part of a culture with such a great history of running backs. I mean, the list goes on and on when you really get into that conversation. So just knowing that you're really trying to carry on that legacy and knowing everything that's, important in that nature is really a blessing.
Chance Bell, running back for one of the last 9 FBS programs undefeated, the 7-0 Aztecs, taking on the Fresno State Bulldogs this Saturday. That's a 7:30 kickoff up in Carson. Get out and support these guys because, Chance, it's been a pleasure watching. I've been to every single game, and I can't wait to watch the rest of them. Good luck on Saturday. We'll definitely be rooting you on.
I really do appreciate you. Thank you.